Hi, this is Matt Maloney with Teton Toyota. I'd like to get your opinion on the new Camry. First thing I'd like to do though is talk to you about the Camry and the history of the Camry. For upwards of 20 years now, it's been the #1 selling car in the United States. There are many, many cars that are still on the road. And the reason that Toyota's been so successful with the Camry is they don't try to recreate the wheel like a lot of companies do. Toyota historically just wants gradual improvement on their cars and not making major changes, but gradual changes to make it a better car. In doing so, there's two things that Toyota has really done to separate itself from the other cars in the market. They have relied on reliability and safety. So first thing we're going to do is talk about reliability. This is a new 2020 Camry. Unlike a lot of other manufacturers who have gone to constant velocity transmissions, or what I would call basically a snowmobile transmission, Toyota is stuck with a traditional transmission. And this is an 8-speed transmission. So when you drive it, you get that actual feel like you're actually shifting gears instead of waiting for it to rev up and having artificially created shift points. We're also talking about the reliability. You've got a sealed transmission in here, so it doesn't need to be serviced for 100,000 miles, and it's totally sealed. There's no maintenance on it for 100,000 miles. Talking about safety, the other part of Toyota's main concern. Camry comes standard with 10 airbags. Most other vehicles don't do that. In addition to the Star Safety System, which has been on basically all Toyota vehicles since 2010, now the 2020, the newer Camrys like this, they have the new TSSP, the Toyota Safety Sense. And what it's going to do, it's going to give you a pedestrian detection system. It's going to give you adaptive cruise control. It's going to give you lane departure with steering assist to keep you in your lane. It's got automatic high beams. So if you're high beaming somebody, it'll shut them down, not causing more trouble for them. It's got, can you see that right there?
Yep.
Okay. The element of that system is blind spot monitoring. So blind spot monitoring, when somebody's in your blind spot, it's gonna illuminate solid, and then if you put your turn signal on and they're still there, it's going to flash at you. The other element of that is rear cross traffic alert. Somebody's coming perpendicular to you right here, it'll detect it and it'll beep at you. So if you're in a busy supermarket or something, you got a big truck parked next to you, a van on the other side, you can safely pull out. And it detects not only vehicle traffic, but pedestrian traffic. Also, when we're talking about, I'm going to go back to reliability a little bit. Toyota is going to give you 2 years or 25,000 miles of Toyota Care. And that'll just jumpstart the reliability of your vehicle because it'll be serviced by the manufacturer. In addition to the Toyota Care that we talked about, Toyota is still going to offer you a 3-year, 36,000 mile comprehensive warranty, what they used to call bumper to bumper, but the bumper's not included. If you wreck it, you have to pay for the bumper, and then a 5-year, 60,000 miles on the powertrain. So walking up to the front of the vehicle, the reason why Toyota's been so reliable is that they've simplified things. Originally, we had about 3 models in the Camry. Now we have over 10 models in the Camry. And what they've used is the Toyota Global Architecture platform to make them easier to change over to add different things to them. This is the high-end model. This is an XSE. It has sensors up here for parking, standard LED headlights, the blind spot monitoring like I talked about. But now they've added some features you've never been able to find on a Toyota. You can now get heated and cooled seats in a Camry. For years you couldn't get that. Now I've got a panoramic sunroof. You couldn't get that. And all while doing that, You'll notice down here, there's still a ton of room for passengers in the back. No little hump like a lot of vehicles that make it so you can't seat 3 people there comfortably. And then walking around to the back of the vehicle, pop the trunk. Notice how they're just smart with their stuff. I lean down, I'm not going to hit my head on the trunk. The water falls off it. It's channeled to come around here. Living in this country, it's nice not to have stuff falling into our trunk. And then you look in there, a huge amount of room. You pop that, you can put the seat down. So if you're going skiing or whatever, snowboarding, you can put that in. If you come over here, you'll see that overall safety score, again, talking about safety, 5-star with the Camry. Fuel mileage. This is a V6 and it still gets over 30 miles per gallon on the highway. This car is also available in the hybrid. So if you lived in the city or a place where you're doing a lot of stop and go driving, you can take advantage of the Camry hybrid. Come over here and I'd like to get your opinion on some of the features on the inside. Why don't you have a seat and I'll show you these. So starting over here, Joe, this has, in this higher trim level, you can get the bird's eye view. So you'll notice there, you can check your surroundings. So if you live in the city or you are challenged when it comes to parking, you're able to utilize that system. And you can see there, I've got a full 360-degree view of the car. And then I put it in reverse and it's detecting pedestrian traffic behind me. A great thing to have. Not only do I have the things that we talked about, but I've got dual climate control. And for the first time in the history of Toyota, now you can get standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as standard SOS on all Toyota vehicles. And the SOS button is a great thing. I had a customer who got in an accident and basically the voice came on, the Toyota is hooked to the web or the cloud, and when she got in the accident, it came on and said, hey, you've been in an accident, are you okay? Great feature to have, because if your airbags deploy and stuff, it's hard to call somebody on a cell phone if it's on the ground. And you'll notice here the heated and cooled seats like I talked about. And then the automatic high beams I talked about are over here. Connected navigation, so it's connected to the cloud. Traditional navigation systems were not updated. Now these are all updated. There's no map card or anything. It's hooked to the cloud. Great feature for you and benefit to you. And if you don't want that, you can always just tether your iPhone in or your Android device, and it fits perfectly up on your screen. It projects your image to the screen. So Joe, you do like the car, don't you?
I love it.
Well, great. Let me ask you a question, because it's really, really important. If you and I could figure out a way to put this whole thing together to where it all made sense, do you think we could both start getting excited about you taking this new Camry home by noon today?
Yeah, let's try. Let's do it.
Great. Grab your registration. You're going to need it.
Why do I need that?
You're buying a car.